This is the best of the week on Relevant Radio.
How about Cyra in Alberta, Canada? Good morning, Cyra.
Our question is, we are building our will right now, and we want to ask, there's some people that I'm interested in picking, which is my sister and brother-in-law, but they are not practicing Catholics. My husband feels pretty strongly about their beliefs. They are Christian by their own beliefs, but he disagrees with a number of their ways of going about things. But they do love our children very, very deeply, and we're just struggling with picking. How do you pick? To me, it's weird to pick someone out of the family, and I know that's been offensive when my siblings have done that with their kids. But we've all been sad that they didn't choose us to be their benefactors. So, yeah, I think you understand the question.
I think so. So if I can ask one other question, are you referring to when you put together your will, you want to designate certain people to be whom? To be like the legal guardians of your children, or what specifically?
Yeah, all of our kids are under 10 right now, so it's thinking of what would happen to them if we passed any day.
Right. Well, let's hope that's not going to happen for many happy years. So, I mean, there's some legal considerations. I'm not a lawyer, obviously, so I can't give legal advice, but I can give you my thoughts on the issue. When our children were still underage, or at least those who were underage as the older ones grew up, in our will, Nancy and I designated particular couples that we would ask, and we asked them ahead of time, if we die, would you consider doing this? And we had a yes answer. And thankfully that never happened, so they're all grown up now on their own. But I think what you're doing is a very wise thing. And if you have a couple in mind, what I'm thinking here is pretty simple, and that is the couple that you think would do the best job financially, of course, primarily as far as the faith is concerned, and looking after and protecting your children the way you would want them to. I would just ask them, and you don't have to announce it to the family. You don't have to let anyone else know that they didn't make the cut, if you want to think of it in those terms. And since we hope this will never happen, at least not for a long time, it may be a moot point as far as any other family members are concerned, because they'll never know about it. But when the time comes, if you should go to heaven before that, then they find out, well, Cyra and her husband wanted this couple to take care of their children. Well, they just deal with it. You don't have to make excuses. You made your decision based upon what you're looking for your kids, and people just deal with it. But I'm thinking maybe you can avoid any kind of heartburn if the only people who know about it are the two of you and your lawyer, if you're using a lawyer, and the couple that you invite to take care of your kids. What do you think about that idea?
That takes some of the strain off of it. I think that the struggle I have with it, or the both of us are having kind of from opposite sides, is that I would love for them to stay within the family. And I know that there's such deep love and such connection. We actually live right near my sister and brother-in-law, so we see them kind of on the daily. So I think it would be the easiest transition emotionally for the kids. But Sebastian's biggest stress is that they're not practicing Catholic. So I think what we were hoping to hear from you as well is your opinion on, importance levels of like love and staying in the family versus faith practices, and how you kind of balance the percentages. What's the most important thing?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think, as I said a moment ago, or at least I alluded to it, that the faith is the most important thing. So the highest on our list would be, is this a couple who will be dedicated to raising our children Catholic, whatever age they happen to be? Will they be dedicated to making sure that they learn the faith, that they go to Mass every Sunday, that they receive the sacraments, that they receive ongoing Catholic education, etc.? Not necessarily at a Catholic school, but, catechism class, CCD kind of thing. That would be and it was our number one priority. Financially, less so, because, maybe if you had some proceeds from your home or something like that, that could go toward that kind of thing. But I don't think you can go wrong if you make the superintending of the children's faith the number one criterion. Now, the couple that you're referring to that are close, their family, are they decidedly not interested in the Catholic Church, or are they wandering? Are they rootless, or how would you describe them?
They go to a Christian church. I think they both describe themselves as being Christians who believe in God and have faith that that kind of guides their daily decision. Or if we said, please raise them in the faith, I think they would want to honor that, in our death. But for him, he thinks it would be such a strain that eventually it would drop off and stop.
By him, you're referring to your husband?
Yes.
Yeah, I concur with that, Cyra. I really do. Because human nature being what it is, it's easy to make promises at the beginning. And then when the rubber meets the road and they're having to go to Mass every Sunday and they're not into it and they don't necessarily believe it, I could see where that could trail off pretty quickly. I think that's wise on your husband's part to foresee that. So if it's not possible for the children to be taken care of by family members, then you do the next best thing, which is trusted Catholic folk who will undertake to raise your kids Catholic. That to me seems like the highest priority.
All right.
Painful,
thanks so much.
But we're all banking on the fact that it's like life insurance. You hope you never have to use it, right?
That's right. Yeah. Definitely.
Well, that's my thought. I appreciate you wondering what I think on this issue, but that's what I think.
Thank you.
I'd like to recommend a resource for you. It's called CatholicLegacy.com. I don't know if you've heard of it. CatholicLegacy.com is it's an outreach from Relevant Radio to help Catholics get their wills in good order, and it's a free service. Just go to CatholicLegacy.com, and you can find out more about that. But if you're looking for free but totally dialed in as far as the legalities are concerned and make something airtight when it comes to probate and that sort of thing, CatholicLegacy.com is a great way to look to get your will done. Well, thank you, Cyra, and to your husband as well. You can join me by listening to The Patrick Madrid Show on the Relevant Radio app, live each weekday at 8 to 11 a.m. And thanks for listening.